Hello everyone, welcome back to another Pokemon the series, the beginning episode talk. So we are on the ship on the way to Cinnabar Island, where we meet Gary, who basically explains to us that Cinnabar Island has been turned into a resort and that there is no gym on Cinnabar Island anymore. And Gary's going there just to relax, which Ash calls weak. So when they get to Cinnabar Island, sadly enough, it does turn out to be true. It is just a tourist attraction, and we meet the legend of Riddle Man himself, who does nothing but says riddles, and Misty is the only one of the group who can solve all the riddles. And he also explains that the reason that there is no more gym is because Blaine packed his bags, because the tourists just were not interested in Pokemon battles, and it wasn't fun anymore, so he just quit, which is kind of weird that they're still saying that there's a gym on Cinnabar Island, even though that the gym leader quit, but whatever. But also, the Riddle Man hates the tourists. However, he does have a hotel, and Misty's like, why? I'm like, to make money. I mean, you can hate something and still be able to make money off of it, right? Even though he can't because his hotel is in the worst possible place. But we'll get there later on. So the gang decides, you know what the other attraction is on Cinnabar Island in the games? We have the gym, but also the Pokemon Lab. So let's check that bad boy out. But it has also been turned into a tourist attraction full of stands. And also Team Rocket has a stand there, which is, I guess, like a prequel to what they will be doing later on during Pokemon League. Sadly enough, they won't do it now. And Ash starts to get a bit hungry, so now we need to find a place to rest. So they go to the Pokemon Center where it's full. And then they go from hotel to hotel because everywhere it's full. However, they do smell something, so they get closer, and it turns out that they are at the room that Gary stays in. And Gary then mocks them and it's like, hey, we'll share some food with you if you do dance for us. And Pikachu's ready to dance, but Ash's like, no, we will not stoop that low. However, then Jigglypuff comes in, so Karma finds Gary anyway. And the gang is like, Jigglypuff, and run away. However, Togepi falls out, and then Pikachu runs back and grabs Togepi and runs away. And by the way, to anyone wondering, when Pikachu says PPP, that means he's talking about Togepi. So the gang has decided they're gonna camp outside until they remember the Riddle Man. And they now would only have to find a hotel, which is another riddle, which Misty solves. And the hotel is in a location which is just so far removed from the main area that it's like, yeah, you're not gonna get guests on that place. It's like the hotel in Final Fantasy VII Remake, or no, I think it was Rebirth. Yeah, the hotel in Rebirth, where the one guy that has a crush on Tifa, because who doesn't, has like a hotel that's like way in the back. No one's gonna find that thing. The same thing here. But they make it, and because Misty got the riddle right, they get rooms for free. And they also want some food. Meanwhile, Team Rocket that night is gonna steal Pokemon from the Pokemon Lab until the main gang stops them. And as a reward, Riddle Man gives us another riddle, and he says that there is a place where Blaine built a secret gym where even firefighters are basically useless. So later on, they are in the hot springs, obviously sanctioned off. Misty is in the female area, Ash and Brock are in the male area, and they're like, where could this gym be? And then Togepi starts playing around, and Togepi actually finds the gym because it's jumping on like a Gyarados head that is spewing water. And that opens up the volcano, which is where the gym is at, and it also destroys the barrier between the male and female area, so that's a bit of a problem. Thank God Misty was wrapped up in a towel. So they go inside and they figure out this is where the gym is, which technically this one is on Togepi, not on Misty for figuring out the riddle. And then we have the final riddle, because turns out Riddle Man himself is wearing a wig and he's Blaine, the gym leader. And I have no clue why the voice actor decided to change his voice for Blaine and Riddle Man, because that makes no sense. Why would you change your voice? We've never heard Blaine's voice. You could just talk with your normal voice. It doesn't matter. But whatever. So Ash challenges Blaine, and Blaine sends out a Ninetales, and Ash sends out Squirtle. However, then Ninetales uses Fire Spin, which Brock is like, that is Ninetales' most powerful attack. And I'm like, in what world is that the most powerful attack a Ninetales can use? What are you even talking about? Are you stupid? First of all, Ninetales doesn't learn it, it's Vulpix. And second of all, it's a 15 base power move that has a 70% accuracy and just does recurring damage. Ember is more powerful. Flamethrower is more powerful. Fire Blast is more powerful. What is this obsession with Fire Spin? I just don't understand it. Why is it always like, oh, Fire Spin is so good? I mean, I think during the Johto arc, they'll do this, but then instead they'll do it for Dragon Rage, which is also kind of stupid because that's a 40 HP power move. It literally only does 40 damage. It's really good early on, and then it phases out. But the Fire Spin does instantly take out Squirtle. It's kind of like an Aggron being taken down by Burn, but something that ridiculous would never happen. So Ash has no other option, so he sends in Charizard. And Charizard isn't interested because Blaine returns the Ninetales and sends out Rhydon. It is another fire type, so Charizard just doesn't care. And Charizard just leaves the field, just like, I don't care. So Ash returns Charizard. And so now all he has left is Pikachu, so he sends in Pikachu. And Ash says something that the fan base has misquoted for decades afterwards. He's like, Pikachu, the horn! Because obviously electric type moves don't work against ground type Pokemon. But what everyone else hears is, Pikachu, aim for the horn, which is not what he says. He says, Pikachu, the horn. And Pikachu uses Thunderbolt on the horn, which knocks Rhydon out, which is so dumb. Because even though Brock says, oh yeah, it's kind of like a lightning rod, and funny enough, that'll become Rhydon's ability later on. One of the two, the other one being Rockhead. Lightning rod means that all moves are drawn to Rhydon, and it's the ground typing still makes it so that it doesn't work. Look, I can understand Thunderbolt working on an Onix when it's wet. Alright, water conducts electricity. You can make that excuse, but here, there is no excuse. It's the dumbest thing ever. But Rhydon goes down and Blaine sends in his last Pokemon, who is already on the field anyway because he was sitting in the lava. We have the official debut of Magmar, and I personally love Magmar, mainly in the Johto games, where you can get Magmar relatively early on. Even in Pokemon Crystal, if you reset for the odd egg, you can get yourself a Magmar out of that one and still have Magmar on your team. Except for in the actual cartridge version of Pokemon Crystal, where you can't do that because that whole event is not really in that one. So Magmar starts off with some fire punches, which Pikachu can't really do much against. Pikachu tries Thunderbolt, but Magmar raises its, I guess, fire energy and blocks the Thunderbolt. And then finally Magmar uses a Fire Blast and Pikachu's at the edge. Got nowhere to go, so yeah, that's where the episode ends. We have a cliffhanger, we have a two-parter, boys, and also Pikachu might die. And overall, I thought this episode was actually pretty good. I really like the Riddle stuff. The Team Rocket stuff felt a bit forced, like, oh, we need a conflict. I also like the storyline that they went with Blaine, because in the regular games, you need to go into the Pokemon Mansion in order to find a key. Here, it's just like, yeah, Blaine packed up because of the tourist. But he does have a secret gym, which you have to figure out. So I like the way that they went about it. They still did what the games did, where you can't just enter the Cinnabar gym, but they went about it in a different way. I like the way that they went about it. I also like the fact that Gary's like, dance for me, and then later on gets Karma because Jigglypuff appears. Even though I don't really know how much Karma it is. Nice for Electabuzz and Hitmonlee, by the way, to learn to play those instruments. Very nice of them. And overall, this episode was great, but I'm gonna call it here. So let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. And with that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and I do hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if you're not already, turn on notifications, and don't forget to check out the Let's Play channel, link in the description and at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys next time for the burial of Pikachu. Bye!